But anyway, so game is starting. This is DkH.CorNoX versus Fs.Passion. This should be an excellent game as well. Let's go ahead and see DkH.CorNoX spawning in as the red Night Elf in the upper left corner. This is Twisted Meadows. Going to be going against Fs.Passion spawning in as the green undead in the lower right. This is going to be quite an interesting map. Of course, this is undead versus elf, so we can have a lot of interesting things going on here. And of course, these two players know each other fairly well, I do believe. DkH and Fs, or at least Passion, I believe I've seen him hang out with a lot of DkH players so very frequently. So these people, as you can see from the chat, it looks like they're pretty much friends with each other, and it should be a pretty entertaining game. They might know each other's play styles very well, and that's always a good thing because that always means better games for the observer, and for us that means better games for the watcher, the streamer, whoever we are. I guess we're observers as well. And there we go. So yeah, I always struggle for stuff to say in the early game because unfortunately, while I know a fair amount about players, I'm never like confident enough to actually say it out loud because I'm like, I should probably wiki all this stuff first. And yeah, so you can go ahead and see it looks like a Demon Hunter going to be the first pick up from CorNoX. He's going to go ahead and have this Ancient of War right here. This does mean he can put a couple of wisps down here for repairing when he needs to. Here in a little bit, you're going to see some of those on their way probably before this creep starts. He's going to creep out this camp right here. Going to make an archer, maybe two, usually just one, and then just go ahead and uproot this guy right here and pull it with the archer. And then the creep camps will come over here. They'll attack the Ancient of War. He'll eat a tree, maybe get a little bit of repair from the wisps, and the archer will be DPSing on him. As long as this doesn't get the last hit on the creeps, then that's all that matters. And we can actually see it looks like he's going to go ahead and pull out the creep camp with the wisp. And this is a good time. He's going to go ahead and get the archer over here. This is actually really nice because it means he's going to take less damage from this creep camp. Taking a little bit of damage on that wisp, not a huge deal as long as you have the timing worked out. And this is really well done. Also, this means that he doesn't get stunned by the rock golem. And that's probably the bigger reason why he doesn't. Because getting stunned on your archer by the rock golem actually is a pretty big painful thing. I'm not sure if the archer has to take damage from that ogre warrior, probably not, but either way this is still really well done, so really nicely done right there. Now you can see over here that Passion gonna go ahead and get a Death Knight out, going with Aura first. It does mean he probably wants to do a lot of harass. Of course, and he probably knows that CorNoX is going with Demon Hunter first, and of course he knows that by now because he does have the ghoul over here onto this archer trying to do a little bit of damage, and we'll see what that ghoul can do. Ultimately, he's not going to be able to steal any experience with the ghoul. It looks like the Demon Hunter is right here, and he's going to go ahead and mana burn on the Death Knight. Going to go ahead and see those wisps being chased away by this army. Hopefully doesn't want to lose any of these wisps right here. Going to go ahead and have to detonate one, unfortunately, though. Now you can see a ghoul is over here on this thing, and this is going to have to be forced to run away. And now you can basically see that the CorNoX is going to try to hit level 2 if you can. Pick up a Mercenary. That's the Forestral Shadow Priest, picking up level 2, no problem. Going to go ahead and finish trying to creep this out. Of course, there isn't a coil, so he doesn't have to worry about that, but he does have to worry about that guy, the Death Knight, running in and basically last hitting the creep. So we'll see if he can pick that up or not. Of course, there's some nice micro right here from both players. Essentially, now you can see that gonna go ahead and get that the XP picked up by the Demon Hunter. And I believe maybe the Ancient of War accidentally got the last hit on that. I'm not sure. But either way, we can see that this Demon Hunter is up level 2, 254 experience. A nice position to be sitting on against a 0 experience Death Knight. And here's the other thing about this sort of super aggressive play style from Passion. You can do a really nice tier 3 push with this build. Essentially, if he goes for it, essentially you get a Naga second or third, doesn't really matter which, but normally you get it, I believe, second, and you just keep on harassing and you keep on trying to keep the Night Elf from creeping, try to contain him, and then essentially at tier 3 you get a Lich with an orb, and you get Frenzy Ghouls, and you get a couple of Fiends, you get a couple of statues, maybe an Abomination on the way or something, and then you push, and hopefully you're hitting before Bear Tech has finished. You know, maybe there's only a couple of Dryads out. Hopefully the Night Elf heroes aren't very high level at that point. And you just try to abuse all of that, and it can work pretty well. I don't know if that's what we're going to see or not, but that is a possibility. You can go ahead and see it looks like CorNoX running across the map does have a Forestral Berserker as well as a Forestral Shadow Priest, 2 archers, Wisp in the army, why not? Mainly just for scouting. And that Demon Hunter, that is level 2, picking up a potion of invulnerability. 15 seconds of invulnerability. Of course, he got that, from this mercenary camp up here, no problem. He does have a wisp right there, so he can keep reinforcing his army with mercs if you would like to. Of course, level 1 on this Death Knight, about to level 2 now. Did creep out this camp, creeping out his green camp as well now. All of this fairly standard play. Nothing out of the ordinary. We can see tier 2 about to be finished for Passion. That graveyard, of course, going up as well. We can see tier 2 on its way for CorNoX. Also, we can see a Hunter Saw and a Moonwell on the way as well. You can see level 2 has been picked up for the Death Knight. Working on level 3 over here for CorNoX. He's not going to be able to get it from this creep camp, but he should be about here. Maybe about right here. Actually, about 75-80% of the way through this level. And we'll see about how that happens here in just a second or two. We can see Passion over here going to creep out another camp. So now both players are creeping fairly hard. And what item will he get? Ring of Protection +2. Not a bad item to have. And of course over here we can see the Death Knight does have the Circlet and that Rod of Necromancy. About one charge left on that Rod of Necromancy. And unfortunately, this isn't the greatest creep camp for ghouls unless you pull them out. So if you pull them out, then you can actually surround them. But as you can see, a lot of these ghouls are being very ineffective. So it's a very inefficient creep pattern, unfortunately, but when it's not pulled out. But, you know, pulling them out has its downsides as well. So, yeah, you know, sorry. I'm about to yawn. I won't do that, though. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Bidu kept me up, and that might be why he isn't here. He might be asleep as well. You can see it looks like there is the Ancient of War right here at that Goblin Laboratory, ready to go ahead and creep that out. We can't see this undead army running into this base. Going to go ahead and coil a Wisp to kill it. Going to see that Night Elf army TPing in, and there's a Panda in the army now. Level 2 on that Demon Hunter. He does have Boots of Speed now. We might see the Demon Hunter chase around this army while the Panda AOW creeps out this camp. Doing so does require a little bit of micro and very careful micro, because you have to manage 2 armies, and one of those people, your Demon Hunter, can very easily be surrounded. So you really have to focus a lot of micro on the Demon Hunter, but you also, of course, have to have this all working right. Now, you can essentially basically get this down to where you're just shift-clicking everything once if you practice that enough. But so, you know, it's one of those things you can see, just one of those things that you just got to be. I'm not sure what the word is. You just got to be comfortable with doing it. If you're not comfortable doing it, you probably shouldn't, or at least you should be a lot more careful if you're not comfortable. And you can even see that the Ancient of War has gone down. Not a massive issue. I'm not sure if that Ancient of War normally dies. I would guess it does, honestly, because there wasn't a Wisp around, there wasn't any trees around. He ate this tree, I believe, and then walked over here. So not a lot gonna happen there. You can see it looks like Lich coming out as the second hero. The Fiends are on their way. Probably gonna see a Naga third. That's my guess. But you see a Mana Burn on the Lich. Well, Claws of Attack +6 has been passed to the Lich, and we can see that Demon Hunter is just going to try to slow down this creeping as fast as he can, or as much as he can. Focusing on all the Mana Burns on the Lich, we might go ahead and see him pop a Nova just before he gets Mana Burned one more time. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, if he gets Mana Burned one more time, he'll still have enough mana for a Nova, so who knows? He might just be trying to wait until the Demon Hunter gets into a bad spot and he can maybe surround him with the Nova. That would be a good Spartan move. And as you can see, just maybe forcing the Potion of Invulnerability, maybe even getting a kill. Who knows? Going to go ahead and see another Claws of Attack +6 being picked up. A nice Nova and Coil. That is level 3 on the Death Knight, doing a ton of damage. And not enough mana for another coil, and even if he did, he'd probably just get Mana Burn, so that Demon Hunter is going to be able to get away scot-free at that point, but he's going to have to go back and heal up at the Moonwells. And of course, we can see that Tier 3 is on its way for the Night Elf. Of course, the Undead player has gotten its Tier 3 faster. We can see Backpack being researched, Statue on its way, Gold Frenzy being researched as well. So it looks like, yeah, we're going to probably see the Naga, there it is, and of course, what we're probably going to be seeing is a Orb of Corruption on one of these here units that's then brought over. We'll see if that happens or not. He doesn't have enough gold for that just yet, but he might go ahead and bring it on a golden. Of course, Frenzy Ghouls will be very fast, so that won't be a deter. And as you can see, yeah, it looks like that's the case. Let's see, will he do that? I'm gonna guess he will. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. So he has picked up the Orb of Corruption on the Ghoul. He's bringing that over here. He's gonna give that to his Lich. Very important move. Could pass his Claws of Attack to his Lich at some point. We can see a Nova on the Death Knight. Doesn't have enough mana for a coil. Just gonna go ahead and Mana Burn the Death Knight, or the Mana Burn, I believe, the Naga, actually. Yes, indeed. Naga does have cold arrows. Now we can come in here and see that the Night Elf army isn't going to be able to deal with this, I don't think, but he does have a level 3 Panda, and of course that Death Knight is He doesn't have any mana for a coil right now, down to 44 mana. That Death Knight, or the Demon Hunter, has been doing a good job so far. Now here we do have these Frenzy Ghouls on their way in. We can go ahead and see one of these Crypt Fiends might go down. That statue is just trying to repair. The statue isn't going to be slowed, but the statue might take some focus fire. The statue could potentially go down. We do see that Orb of Corruption is on the Lich right now. Found a Fiend does go down. We do have these Ghouls in the background just kind of keeping that Death Knight, or Demon Hunter, away. I'm sorry. Demon Hunter, yes indeed. Gonna see the Forest Troll Berserker taking some focus, and Maybe we'll see some of these Dryads taking some focus. Yes, indeed, one of the Dryads will go down. Maybe no. Forest Troll Shadow Priest will go down. That Dryad right there is very low on HP. We might see some focus fire onto the Panda. Yes, indeed, that Panda is taking a lot of focus fire. That Panda could go down. There is a staff on the Demon Hunter, but down goes the Panda, level 3. And that is going to hurt the Night Elf quite a bit right now. He's going to go ahead and see that Ancient of War going down as well. In comes the orb on the Demon Hunter as well. We're going to go ahead and see Mana Burn and a bunch of focus fire on this Naga. The Naga could go down. Down goes the Naga. And now who has the advantage at this point? Hard to say usually. But we might see a TP. Yes, indeed. Here comes the TP from the Undead. Unfortunately, he cannot keep that Lich alive against that focus fire. He didn't have enough mana. And, of course, there is slow from those Dryads. So it's something you don't really want to mess with. But he did do a lot of damage losing a level 1 Naga. Not nearly as bad as losing a level 3 Panda. And, of course, the Night Elf lost, I believe, several more units. The Undead did lose one Fiend and maybe a couple of Ghouls. But ultimately, nothing too bad right there. And that's not going to hurt him too much at all. So let's see, he's just pretty much sitting here right now, trying to regroup, trying to get his army recount back up. Nothing too expensive though. As you can see, he's about 45 food out of 50, has enough resources to keep making maybe another Fiend or something here in a second. As you can see, once that finishes, we'll see what he queued up right there. Maybe just bought an item. Yes, indeed, buying a Rod of Necromancy. Not a bad choice. That second Claws attack has now been placed on the Lich at this point. And so yeah, nothing out of the usual / ordinary right there. We can see the Night Elf is creeping out this shop, has picked up a potion of lesser invulnerability. He does of course have that potion of greater, or not greater, but the potion of invulnerability still. He can pass one of those to his Panda at some point, and maybe even this Robe of Magi will be passed to his Panda as well. That is 6 intellect. It's a very nice item to have. Now you can see the Undead is creeping. He wants to go ahead and get the power level on his heroes, and not a bad choice, because if you get power leveled on your heroes, you are going to be sitting very pretty against a Night Elf player. Your nuke is what you're going to be relying on very heavily. So we might even see, looks like about to level 4 on that, the Demon Hunter. You can see a Sacrificial Pit is going up. That means we'll be seeing Shades fairly soon. Here we can see that this base, pretty much standard as you could expect, producing bears, getting Roar, getting, Mark of the Claw, which allows them to cast Roar while on bear form. Panda is out now. Level 3 actually might be trapped, so we might see that Demon Hunter having to come in there and staff him back to the main here in a little bit. That does indeed appear to be the case. It's a little bit unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and leave that Boots of Speed behind. He doesn't have any items to drop that he would like to drop. Might see at some point the Panda running back there to pick that up. It wouldn't be a bad choice to get Boots of Speed on the Panda. So there's the staff. I'm going to go ahead and see a rejuvenation on the Demon Hunter, and that Panda now will have the choice to run down here and pick up Boots of Speed, or, go creeping. That's your options. We can see the Undead, again, sitting in a good spot, creeping out of red camp right now. What item did he get? He got a Staff of Silence. Oh, that is basically the best of all the worlds you can have, having a Naga and a Staff of Silence. It's very common to see that Dark Ranger third, because for Undead heroes, DK, you get your Demon Knight and your Death Knight. Wow. Your Lich, and then you get a Dark Ranger. And when you do that build, you're doing it for Silence. Of course, you do have Dark Minions, which are also really nice, but you're mainly doing it for Silence, because Silence works so well with the nukes from the Death Knight and the Lich. In this case, he has a Naga Sea Witch, which gives you slow, but he also gets the Silence, so that's really, really a good item, wonderful item. We do have, of course, the Destroyer is on the field. And we can see that CorNoX is down here creeping out this other red camp. Now, if he can get a Staff of Silence, that would be excellent. Silencing and Mana Burning would just be a wonderful combination. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen there. It's going to have to be TPing in here in just a moment. Let's see, what item did he pick up, though? Picked up a Staff of Silence as well. Oh, and he doesn't have a TP. Oh, this could be bad. He could lose several of these Moonwells. He could maybe lose his main. I don't think he's going to be able to lose his main. But here come these Wisps coming in here, trying to get some Mana Burns. He's getting Detonates off onto his units. Going to go ahead and lose both of those. No Detonates, unfortunately. There's another Wisp right here. You might see some Focus Fire on that. Going to get Nova'd. And now you can see one more Moonwell going to go down. That is a lot of damage while CorNoX is running back. Gonna go ahead and see some Focus Fire on that Demon Hunter, and now we can go ahead and maybe see the Detonate, or I'm sorry, there's a Silence right there, so that Panda cannot do anything. It's gonna go ahead and get abolished on this Panda. Gonna go ahead and now cast his spells. We can see that the Demon Hunter, the Death Knight, is actually the focus target here. Is he gonna TP out? TP's out, very low on HP, and we can go ahead and see that I'm just trying to take out those bears. Nice play by CorNoX. Really nice play. Going to go ahead and defend that. Did do a lot of damage, though, from Passion. So really nice. Now we do see a Boneyard has gone up. So we might be seeing some Boneyards as maybe Passion will break upkeep at some point. Of course, he is getting his first tech upgrade for his Fiends. And that's going to be the damage upgrade. You can see maybe on the Death Knight over here. What did he get? Pick up a scroll of TP. can see it looks like CorNoX coming over here to see if this was crept out. Well, he knew it was crept out, so I'm not sure why he came over here, to be honest. He did have a wisp right here. If he was just scouting, he could have moved that over there, but whatever. He had to have known it was crept out because he crept out this one, and he knows that he got silenced because he had to abolish it, so maybe he's just thinking, maybe he just forgot there for a second or something. But either way, not a huge deal. We do have a Shade out on the map. Shade is going to be able to look around, and yeah. So yeah, we do see besides for the Death Knight, Passion's looking in good shape. And by that, it's just because he's low. We'll go ahead and pick up a Zeppelin. We might be seeing a island expansion coming in from Passion. That's looking very much like what we're going to see. This would be really good. This could be very good. Of course, we do have plenty of these Frenzy Goals are over here. You can see yet another attack upgrade. That's the second attack upgrade for the Fiends and Destroyers being researched now by Passion. And yeah, that'll be interesting to see. We'll definitely have to wait for that. Of course, we do see an expansion now has gone up for CorNoX. Of course, it's going to be scouted by Passion Shade. And so getting an island expansion would be good. Here we do see it's coming up. Just going to be a little bit careful with that Death Knight. Doesn't want to lose it. Doesn't want to lose the Fiend either. Takes a lot of damage from this Red Dragon. As you can see, it's a level 10 creep. He does drop 2 items, 2 very good items. And here we can see maybe one of these Fiends are going to take a little bit of damage there. We have another Fiend taking a little bit of damage, going to have to run away. And as you can see, just trying to go ahead and kill these guys. They do a lot of damage, and it's Splash, so it's a huge amount of damage. But it's well worth it getting up a Red Drake Egg and a Replenishment Potion, 2 very good items. And I can pick both of those up on his Death Knight probably, and use one of them. Yes, indeed, that right there, that one. And this one, the Red Drake is a level 6 Red Drake when you spawn it. CorNoX actually running in here with his Zeppelin. Oh, it's been webbed! This is not good for CorNoX at all. He's going to pop out, and, well, actually, I take that back. He's going to do really well. That was a really good position. I was not expecting Passion to actually run all the way up inside of it. I was expecting him to take a better position than that. But either way, it looks like he's in a CorNoX now in a great position here. Going to be able to cancel both these. Of course, now CorNoX is going to be trapped on the island, but not a huge issue. He can just TP out if he needs to, or if he wants to, or he can wait for his Zeppelin to come over here and rescue him. Probably going to have to end up TPing over to his expansion here in just a minute. Passion not sitting too pretty at this point. He doesn't really have the army to fight this kind of thing. Maybe, I mean, of course, he is tagging and banking right now, so he's not in a horrible spot. Going to go ahead and try to finish off this red camp. And yeah, 2-0, working on 3-0 attack upgrades now for Fiends, and he does have that Boneyard. So at some point, when he hits, when he decides to break 50 food, he's gonna be able to make a killer 80 food army. So we'll see how that goes. Is there a Zeppelin on the way? It looks like there is a Zeppelin on the way for CorNoX, going to save him a TP. Of course, Zeppelin is about 240 gold, while as a TP is 350. So that'll be nice for him. And I can see Passion coming over here, creeping out more, just more creeping, more creeping, and more creeping. That's your goal. When you're undead, you just want to get the highest level heroes you can. If you could get 5-5-5, he would almost certainly win the game, no matter what, pretty much. But probably not going to happen. Now, there's not really a lot of experience left. There is those 3 red camps. If he creeps those out, he would be in great shape, maybe being able to get that. But those are very hard camps to creep. And over here we can see CorNoX not creeping as well. CorNoX at about to level 5 on the Demon Hunter, and getting very close to level 5 as well on that Panda at level 4. So yeah, we're going to see level 5 being picked up by the Demon Hunter right there, picking up a Pendant of Energy on that Panda. Wow. 630 mana on the Panda, and I believe he even has Rune Bracers on him, so this is quite important. We'll have to wait and see. An observer believes that Passion's going to win. I don't know. I don't know. He could. He definitely could. Like I said, he is banking. He's not in a bad spot, but once again, level 5 and really powerful units here coming in from CorNoX. Going for the gold mine now. Going to be forcing him to retreat. And yes, indeed, there's Rune Bracers on that Panda. This could do a lot of damage here. We do see, of course, he is TPing in. Passion TP's in, and just going to go ahead and force CorNoX to TP out. Trying to kill some units here. Maybe going for this bear. Could he kill it before it TPs? Not going to happen. Unfortunately, lost 2 Acolytes in that fight, it looks like. And a TP, of course, taking essentially those the two TP trades, I would say that CorNoX probably came out on ahead because, of course, Passion was trying to creep out. But then again, who really knows? I don't know. But we can't see. It looks like Passion has thrown up his expansion once again, hoping to keep that up. That would be good. And he's going to be able to get a scout over here. At some point, we do see some Hippogriff Hippogriffs are out, not Hippogriff Riders. These are pure anti-air. They only attack air, but they do a lot of damage. And of course, with Roar, they do a lot more. So that's plus 15 damage. And let's see, any upgrades on the way? Nope. CorNoX has broken upkeep. He is at 75 food. Passion still needs to finish this Necropolis or get a Ziggurat, one of the two, in order to get to 80 food. But he could break food at any point, and he might need to because it looks like there's a big push coming his way. And yeah, this could be a problem. We'll have to wait and see for Passion. He does have an Acolyte in his Goblin Zeppelin. I'm not sure if that was intentional. I have no idea. Looks like he's going for another island expansion. Unfortunately, he's about to be hit with a massive army. This could be a problem if he's in the middle of creeping this out and he has a TP. It might not look good. It might not be good at all. CorNoX is just waiting and just regrouping up his army, and that could be enough time for this creep to start. If Passion could get a double expand off, that would be really good. But yeah, as you can see, coming in here into this camp, he does now see that his base is going to be under attack, and he's going to have his fiend eaten by this red dragon, devoured. So he probably needs to stay here and creep this out, but he's just going to lose a fiend. Yeah, he's going to be in trouble now. This TP is not going to be good. Yeah, getting a bad spot for that TP as well as Lich being in a lot of trouble. Going to have to immediately pop an Invul Potion. This is not a good position for you. You don't want the bears to be on your frenzy goals. Bears just shred goals, as you can see. And now this is going to be Passion just trying his best to deal with this army, but he needs to get some units out or something. He's down to 41 food. No, CorNoX is at 78. Of course, this is inside of an undead base, but how much is that going to really help at this point? I don't know. There are 2 Spirit Towers up, a third one on its way. I mean, CorNoX, a very good 9-elf player. Of course, Passion's a very good undead player. You can see it looks like one bear going to go down. Nice. 2 bears going to go down. Nicely done. Passion, we're just microing his little heart out right now. He needs to just keep this up. If he can keep this up, then he can potentially win this game. But this is going to be a really hard fight to defend, as you can see. Just keeps on backing up. It looks like he's going to be able to get another bear. Nope, the bear is going to be staffed out and going to be able to just pick off Hippogriff Riders as he goes. This is really, really well done by CorNoX. Holy crap. I can't believe he's winning this fight. He's going to be able to push out of his base right there, as you can see, just a little bit. Forces the Demon Hunter to run away. Not going to be able to pop. Not going to force the Invul, though, unfortunately. Going to take out more Hippogriff Riders, and looks like CorNoX, wow, what a play. Forcing CorNoX out of this match right there. Of course, he has lost a Fiend right here. There is a reveal, but as you can see, nothing's really the case. Yeah, wow, that is amazing play from Passion. Absolutely amazing. Just unbelievable, and that he was able to do that. Yeah, so yeah, that was really, really well done by Passion. Of course, I mean, you know, there are observers talking. I don't know if you can read that, but they're just saying, one of them is saying CorNoX played bad there. I mean, you know, it's arguable. It is arguable, but what you can't argue is that Passion did really well on that fight. So, you know, yeah. So you can see up here, Passion does go ahead and he has this expansion. He could really use 2 of those Acolytes over there right now. He could just Zeppelin them over if he would like to. It would be very simple. He does have a Zeppelin right now. He's not doing anything with it. He could just do that, no problem right now. No problem at all. He does have 4 idle Acolytes, 3 in his base, 1 in the Zeppelin, so it could really just move him over here, no problem. But we'll see if he does that. Here you see, once again, CorNoX is running in. There is a Zeppelin over here with a single bear going to come over here and try to decimate those Acolytes, and that's going to work probably pretty well. It's going to be very difficult to deal with that attack on the expansion as well as the attack on his base at the same time. But if he moves his Zeppelin over here, he will be able to keep them alive at the very least. We'll see if he does just that. Does have that Demon Hunter running in very deep. Will he be able to go ahead and right click on the shop, killing the shop if he can. CorNoX in a really good spot once again. Of course, he does have a lot of food on Passion right now, as you can see. 30 food. That looks like a sapper on this sapper attack on that expansion. Nicely done by CorNoX. Really well done. We didn't catch it, but it definitely happened. And we can see the aftermath of it. We might see this Naga in a bad spot. The Naga is going to go down. Down goes the Naga. And we can see now that Passion is definitely in a bad spot right now, being surrounded. The Invul Potion is off of that Demon Hunter right there. Going to see a TP coming in from the Lich into his base, probably back over here. Yes, indeed. Getting himself behind these Spirit Towers, trying to kill these units. Going to force a TP on CorNoX. Really well done. Once again, a really nice play coming in from Passion. And now he needs to deal with this over here before he loses his expansion. That needs to be his next goal right now. Pick up, use the Zeppelin, get over there. You don't want to lose your expansion right now. That's not what you want to do. You don't want that at all. Has some mana on that Destroyer. Might be able to kill it before he kills it. Nicely done with just the Destroyers. Really well done. And I believe now that my co-caster Bidu is finally Skyping me me, but I'm going to have to wait just a moment. Well, we're in a bit of a lull of the game. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Oh, okay. Yeah, it wasn't Biddy. That was someone else. Yeah, so, oh well. If the video is skipping constantly, feel free to tell me. In the chat, you might have already said something. I can't do anything about it at this particular moment, but after this game, we can work on that. We can try to fix that. So, yeah, we'll see. But, yeah. So nothing has happened in the game just yet. Since I took a second to break, you can see that CorNoX is building up his expansion here once again, and we can see that there he has run his main over here to this expansion slot as well. Begun creeping out with that. An invisible panda coming in. With a Zeppelin right there, the panda. We'll see what it can do. It could just work down, whittle on these ziggurats. Not a problem for him to do that. He does have a Staff of Teleportation, and he does have a lot of mana, so that's going to be an interesting strategy. Not a bad choice, though. If he can kill these ziggurats, that's going to be a massive issue for Passion, and there's really nothing that Passion can do about it right now without a bigger army here. And it looks like he's going to be able to get at least one of these ziggurats down, indeed. Going for the second one, getting a Frostworm out. It's just as maybe Passion was looking to break upkeep, maybe. We'll see. Probably not, though. He probably wanted to make a bit more. There's a Zeppelin right here as well. Gonna go ahead and take out whatever. I believe that's 4 ziggurats just with that panda. Wow, absolutely insane. Gonna be able to get really close to taking out that one as well. Moving over here, there's nothing over here that he can deal with. Here we can see that there's a TP coming in, and I don't think he knows about that. But he's gonna go ahead and staff away. So smart move to staff away, and yeah, so there he goes. You can see another expansion going up for Passion over here. We can see Passion at 47 out of 40 food, and yeah, I'm really concerned about the skipping. I actually might be able to do something midstream. I was looking, yeah, I'd have to stop the stream. I don't want to do that just yet. That might have went black screen for just a moment. Sorry if it did. But yeah, nothing that's to worry about. The skipping again. I'll try to take care of that after this game. Yeah, so that's all. I'm going to try to focus on the game now. Yeah, so we can see Passion sitting in his base. He does have a Frostworm at this point. 3-2 upgrades. Really good upgrades for his units right now. And having those 2 expansions right here, one here and one over here coming in, might be enough to actually win the game. It's going to be very difficult for him. CorNoX has been on a high upkeep for some time, or not high upkeep, I'm sorry, low upkeep, that is from 50 to 80 food for some time now. So he has been taking a big hit for gold because he hasn't been able to finish the game, and he hasn't really been able to punish Passion all that much. But you know, we'll have to wait and see, because there's definitely the possibility that Passion is in trouble. But we do see Passion does have a Potion of Divinity. This thing is one of the best items in the game. 25 seconds of invulnerability, absolutely insane, and that's on the Lich. So if he goes through the Lich, that Lich isn't going to die. There's really no way that CorNoX can kill that Lich, not between the coils and not between that. We're going to go ahead and see a Coil Nova on the Hippogriff, picking off a little bit of experience at his level 5 on that Death Knight, level 5 on that Lich. A massive amount of damage, and like I said, about to level 5 on the Naga. He's level 4, about 30%, 40% of the way into that level. And really, the thing is that when you have a Naga, and you have your DK and you have your Lich, you have level 5 on these two guys. It's level 2, level 3 nukes, and the level 2 nuke from the Naga. So if you can get 5, 5, 5, your damage output's going to be murderous. Of course, there's a halfway through level 5 Demon Hunter. If you can get Metamorphosis, that would also be really well. But still, there's a Staff of Silence on both players, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens. We might see right now, this would be a great time for Passion just to push out and attack this army. He could absolutely decimate this. He knows that. He has the Shade right here. Will he go for it? He can. No problem. Right now, we can see there's a Zeppelin coming in here with the Panda coming over to Passion's expansion, and at the same time, a Bear coming over here to the other expansion. This could be a problem for Passion. As you can see, CorNoX is going to go ahead and get a 3-pronged attack coming in, and this could be it. As you can see, he's going to be able to take out these no problem. Going to take out this expansion no problem. And really, Passion doesn't have the ability to just get to every location at the same time. But we'll see if he can. Just going to go ahead and move the Worm and the 2 Destroyers over here, but he's not going to be able to do too much against that Panda Brewmaster. Running those Acolytes away, trying to keep them alive. trying to take this fight. This would be the prime time to take the fight. As you can see, just gonna go ahead and get a Nova off onto those bears. Gonna right click onto the Dryad. Can he kill anything over here? If he could just wipe out this army and ignore the fact that he's losing his expansions, he might be able to push the main here. He might be able to end the game like that, but I'm not sure. He's definitely not in a good spot. Yeah. The Observer making a very good point. If the Observer hits level 6, it's going to be a very, very difficult game to play for Passion, without a doubt. Having two amazing ultimates on the Night Elf team, both the Panda's ultimate and the Demon Hunter ultimate, very strong. And as we can see, that bear was able to take out the gold mine right here. So this is expansion effectively not an expansion any longer. Here we can see this Goblin Zeppelin will go down, of course, and now there's still this one Goblin Zeppelin up in that bear. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Will CorNoX be able to end the game now? And he should be. I mean, he has a gold expansion coming up right here. He does have an expansion right here. This does bring his total count to a 3 with this expansion right here as well. And so 3 expansions versus essentially 1 right now. And Passion is way behind in terms of economy. He does have a lot more experience on his heroes, though. He does have 5, 5, and 4. Compared to 5-5, so he has about 4 levels worth of experience on CorNoX. But I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be very difficult. As you can see, once again, here comes CorNoX, and this time there is a Passion ward and a shade on him as well. I think if CorNoX can just win one fight decisively, then he could come here, attack this main, take out these Raxes that make the units, take out the altar, take out the Moonwells. If you do that, then you would be, you could win the game. He could conceivably win the game. So he just needs to win one decisive fight. That just really means, though, is that CorNoX needs to just not lose one fight decisively, and he should win, because he definitely has a lot of advantages right now. As long as he just doesn't lose decisively, he'll be in a good spot. And I think that's why we're seeing him transition to Dryads, because he knows that everything else can be nuked to death very easily. But Dryads won't really be nuked. He does need some bears, of course. But yeah, just trying to keep units alive is really the goal I think CorNoX has at this point, and just trying to starve the undead down. And we can go ahead and see a Coil Nova on that bear, and you can just see how much damage it does. Brings him down to 208 life. Really a lot of damage. Trying to go ahead and put up the rejuve on that bear as well, getting into bear form, wasting the bear's mana. Really well done by Passion. He does need to get out at statue or something, I believe, just so he can start to regenerate his own mana. He's very low on mana, so yeah, just gonna go ahead and Dark Ritual that skeleton that he summoned, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. You could really use a statue. That would be really good. Doesn't have the money, unfortunately, though. And here we can see there's a bear over here dealing with this. He's gonna bring a worm and a destroyer to deal with this bear. Does have a Nubian tower there as well. Gonna lose 2 acolytes to that, though. And here you can see it looks like CorNoX gonna move in while he knows that Frostworm isn't a threat. So well worth sacrificing a bear right there. And let's see, will that Frostworm come back in time? Yes, indeed. Just gonna come back in here, and let's see how much mana is on this Lich now. 279, 374, a nice there. You can see 150 mana being burned on the Death Knight, brings him down to 10 mana. Really unfortunate for the Death Knight. And yeah, so CorNoX, of course, a really good elf player. He does have another expansion coming up right now. Crazy how many expansions he has. And he doesn't really, he's in a good spot. He has 73 out of 90 food, while Passion has 58 food out of 60. So here comes that first statue that he needs in this army really badly. And now you can see that CorNoX is now running into this fight, going to go ahead and start to make an attempt to do some damage, real damage here. Of course, he knows that every unit he loses can be easily compensated, while every unit that Passion loses cannot easily be compensated for. You can see that Panda is going to go ahead and get staffed out as he gets a bit of damage there. You can go ahead and see a TP coming on. We'll be seeing a couple of bears going down, seeing another bear going down, 3 bears going down during that TP, saving the Frostworm. So nice play by Passion, but again, not really, just not looking good, really, overall. Needs more acolytes, needs another statue. He's got some issues going on here. We do see he's got another expansion up and running at this point. It looks like maybe CorNoX has forgotten about that. We'll have to wait and see exactly whether he comes down there or something. But we can see now that CorNoX is down to 61 food. So Passion did really well in that fight. He's up to 50 food. I don't know who's going to win. You can look at the map and say, well, it definitely looks like CorNoX should win. He has 4 gold mines while Passion has 2. And I'd say, well, maybe, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that if we look at the numbers here, 2-0 upgrades for those bears and Dryads, while we have 3-2 upgrades on the undead units. and we have better hero levels on the undead units. So there's some serious advantages for both players. I mean, I don't know who's, so it's difficult to call it. I would say maybe Passion's ahead at this point, which is a little bit of an odd call, I think you could say, because how well CorNoX has been doing. But again, just those advantages, I do believe maybe that Passion's advantages work better for him. As you can see, he is now pushed out. If he just can get some mana, he'll be in a really good spot. That's really what he needs is mana. And if you can immediately go for this Demon Hunter, as you can see, just doing a ton of damage right off the bat, just nuking him down. Going to force him to maybe run away. Going to go ahead and see a TP coming in from Passion at this point, trying to not lose any units. Not going to lose any units, just going to TP out. Not a bad play. You can see, of course, shades all around the map, just scouting around a bit. And yeah, you can see, is there a statue? There's a statue out finally, and that's going to be really, really good. Is there a shop up? There's a shop up, so he can buy a TP if he needs to. Very, very close. He's at 50 out of 60 food. Needs to get more acolytes, though. He really does need more acolytes. That's 5 over here, 3 still over here. He needs 2 more on this gold mine. And yeah, we'll see if CorNoX sends a Zeppelin to one of these gold mines soon. He might. See another shade right there. There's a Zeppelin just scouting about. Here is the rest of CorNoX's army. And I believe this is round 2 for anyone wondering. I believe so. My mouth is getting very dry. Another excellent game for sure, though. Yes, yes, and yes. Here we do see CorNoX running in. Looks like he has a TP and Potion of Invulnerability on both of his heroes. Of course, the Staff of Silence on the Panda. Trying to get level 6 on those heroes. Very close to level 6 on that Demon Hunter right now. And we'll see what happens here in these fights. As you can see, a mana burn going off, it looks like on the Lich, bringing him down to 220 mana. Go ahead and see a Nova and a Coil onto the Panda. Will he get the Rejuvenation popped on him? Will he get it dispelled? Won't get eaten off by the Destroyers. And it looks like going to go ahead and trying to just maneuver and outmaneuver this elf army if he can in his own base. He should be able to do so pretty easily. Should be able to kill some of these bears. Going to go ahead and see one of those bears getting staffed out, working on focusing down the Hippogriffs. He doesn't want to lose his Destroyers or his Worms. Just webbing them up. Will he get a coil off on this worm before it goes down? That could be very big and not going to happen, though. He's going to lose the worm. That is a big issue. That's a lot of a loss right there. That is 7 food down in one blow. You can see that it looks like a bear probably going to go down right there. And someone's lagging. Why are you lagging? This is not a good time to be lagging. We can see a Potion and Invulnerability going off on that Panda. About to hit level 6 on the Panda. Has hit level 6 on the Demon Hunter. We can see a Metamorphosis at any point. Here comes level 6 on the Panda. More Metamorphosis being used. And level 6 Split Storm Spirit or whatever being used as well. And there's a silence on that Storm Elemental right there. And now we just trying to run around. A lot of, pretty much both the armies have gone down at this point, basically. We can see Passion completely out of wood at this point. Pretty much out of gold as well. Working on killing the Demon Hunter. Going to maybe be able to force a TP. Just going to go ahead and use his Potion of Invulnerability. Going to mana burn the Death Knight. Yes, indeed. No mana to coil the Lich right now. Just trying to kill this Demon Hunter. If you can force a TP would be a better choice. If you can do that, that would be good. I'm going to force a TP at 6 HP. Wow, so very close. Trying to keep this Lich alive. That Lich alive will stay fine. It does have that Potion of Divinity, so once again, it's not going to really be any issue. And Passion's just going to go ahead and call it a good game, well played. What a game. That's game 2 of our daily ZOTAC cast for the whole thing. And wow, what a game. So yeah, if you could say right now in the chat how bad the stream is spiking, because I did get told that it was spiking some. I've looked at it. I don't personally see it spiking, but I mean, so if someone else could say it, I mean, I'm not sure.